We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
All right, it's time for us to start. It's 2 minutes past 11, and yes, it's not Ife's voice that is on air today. I'm sitting in for her shortly because the big bird has landed. Indeed. Good morning, Shil. How you doing?
How are they, Lagos people?
Good to be here, man. This is the first time we're going to be doing something together.
I'm enjoying the chemistry already.
You know, I'm
enjoying it already.
It's a good Friday indeed. So, of course, people's perspective, we like to dissect the stories, give you a perspective to it, and, of course, have you join in and participate. Of course, later on, we'll let you know how you can do that. You can join the conversation with us. Twitter is at Lagos Talks 913, of course. WhatsApp, we'll give you the numbers shortly. Sure.
Today we have some interesting...
We have some interesting stories,
yeah.
One of which is, I'm sure, going to take the chunk of the time, but I think we should start with good news. In the course of the week, some people got a gift from Lagos State government.
Oh, please, where's my bed?
Okay, sorry.
Pass my bed. Our life done better. Anytime I hear all this good news, our life done better. Say, let the people know.
My life done better.
Our life done better. The Lagos State government.
Lagos State government rewards outstanding teachers. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says the teaching profession is not a thankless job in the state, and on Tuesday rewarded 12 outstanding public school teachers and administrators with 12 cars. The winners of the 2020 award are persons named Adeshola Akindele, Temitope Gbadamosi, Temitope Ibiwumi, Rashid Odenike, Rebecca Onyiloye, and Oluwaseun Balogun. Then there were other people such as Mr. Joshua Abose Deye Kundayo Tolulokpe. The list goes on and on. Each of them was presented with a car, a tablet, a plaque, amongst other gifts. Speaking during the year's 2020 Teachers Merit Award in Lagos, Mr. Sanwo-Olu said the teaching profession was not a thankless job in the state. Mr. Sanwo-Olu said the annual Teachers Merit Award was a proof that the state would always reward excellent, committed and diligent teachers.
Great.
But just 12 though.
I mean, for me, it smacks of the same tokenism that the government uses to handle everything, not only for outstanding teachers, but also for outstanding students, even for the university as a whole, Lagos State University, our schools. The way to show that education is not a thankless job is by giving us standard education.
Right. Raising
teacher salaries to world-class levels. That is how you show a man that is a teacher, that is really educating the future. By what? By giving him a livable wage. Not that teachers in many of the state-owned schools, public schools, have to subsidize their teaching jobs with other things that they do on the side. Because people don't understand that teaching is a science. It's something you have to continually improve on.
Yes.
As a teacher, you have to continually train yourself, go for training, study new techniques. Many teachers in Nigeria, in Lagos, don't have that opportunity because after they leave class, they are going to do lesson in somebody's house. They are going to sell somewhere. Many of them have 2-3 jobs. So, I mean, livable wages is the way to show somebody that, they are not doing a thankless job. They don't have to wait for teachers should not have to wait for the governor's largesse to be able to buy cars in 2021.
Oh, how about even if we had probably maybe like affordable car loans for teachers?
What about a good integrated transportation system where many of us will not need to even have cars to go to work? Cars are becoming obsolete. This is 2021. The world is talking about global warming. And we're talking about I want to give people car loan. I think we should actually go into let things handle themselves, right? Teachers will not need cars if trains were walking underground, subway doesn't have to pass through Shoreditch to get to the island, vice versa. All these things are linked to each other. Let me not even be too out there. All these things are linked to each other. But my own is instead of giving some best teacher cars, teachers should be able to afford cars. Cars should not be a way for a teacher to know they are doing a good job. If a teacher cannot, if cars are still, how would I put it, luxury to our teachers in Nigeria.
Cars are luxury to a vast majority of Nigerians.
That's what I'm saying. But our teachers, there was a thing I posted by the great what's his name? This former professor.
Former professor?
Yeah, because he's late now.
Oh, okay.
In Zaria. What's this? Balarabe Musa? Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I posted one of his. And he was talking about, even at that time in the early 90s, when he did that interview, how many children didn't want to be teachers. You can't see a lot of children outside now and say, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they say teacher or professor or lecturer. Why? Because we have removed the prestige from nation-building jobs. Those jobs that form the foundation of every nation is the social sciences, the economists, the historians, the philosophers, the teachers, because of the low wages that come with those jobs or the certain obscurity that comes with the life of, say, a philosopher in Nigeria. Imagine trying to be a historian here. Just imagine.
You become history.
Exactly.
You yourself.
You man, you're already in the process of becoming history yourself. You understand? So, how do we build nations when we do not give the right remuneration?
Right.
So young people now see themselves as bankers. And these jobs don't really create value for nation. They create profit for the organization. If we go to the core of it, So we as Nigerians need to see how we can begin to see these foundational careers as something we need to revisit in terms of the lives of the people that are in it, from our teachers in primary school, secondary school,
right,
lecturers in university. I mean, why would we be hearing that students are bribing lecturers if lecturers are well paid?
Right.
You understand? It is the complete collapse and breakdown of the value system, in our country that would now make teachers see gifts, cars as a luxury. I mean, teachers should be able to afford good cars in this country today. Not only good cars, good house for themselves. They should own their own homes by now in Nigeria. This is how we show that teaching is not a thankless job. Car will break down. A car that will be costing them fuel. Did they also give them lifetime supply of petroleum with the way they increase price of fuel and the low salaries they give teachers?
Cost of maintenance.
Are you sure they're not going to send that car back to some state officials very soon?
Well, the cars, I think they look branded. From the pictures I see here, they have some, shall I say, stickers on it?
Yeah.
With Lagos State...
not be even Benz. Not be Benz. I don't talk to that. Now, this kind of car governor they use.
No, but at least it's something.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, this is something. You do it well or don't do it at all. Can you break motor you didn't? You do well. Can you make it? Can you tell the make?
It looks like one of these GAC products.
Grand Auto China. 7 months gift. Yeah, how long these cars?
Well, I don't know. I've never used their product before.
So they call food teachers.
No, it's big man. It's big man.
Don't do like this. Give our teachers Benz. Advocate Benz
but
for the teachers.
I was even thinking probably maybe as a show of solidarity, probably maybe of some of the indigenous.
I agree completely, but I'm saying we should stop. See, all these things to attach value to luxury. You understand? Oh, cars are the benefit of teaching. No. Give people good salary. Give them what they are worth. It's all this tokenism that is destroying this country. BBN winner is collecting 80 million naira. Best teacher is collecting car. So instead of doing this, you understand? Because it might feel, these are feel-good things. And this country, we don't have time to be feeling good with ourselves anymore. Because a lot of hard work is in front of us, especially people in the positions of authority. They need to see beyond these ordinary gestures. It will be better if someone announces that he has started a scheme that in the next 3 years, teachers will be paid 500% more than they are paid today. That is him showing solidarity with them and putting whatever he has on the line to make sure that happens before he leaves office. Oh, in 2 years' time, sorry. And that the 12 best teachers will be earning 2 times of that 500% increase. Then I will know, because then you are giving people a life. The car is not a life. It's not security for their existence, what they need to be to live in dignity. So that parents don't... I mean, the way parents talk to teachers in this country is completely elitist. Oh, teacher is poor, me, I'm rich. When you think teacher in Nigeria, you just automatically think poor.
Yeah.
You know, many of the best teachers already are in private schools.
Right.
That are out of the reach of the poor. Mm-hmm. So the few teachers that are willing to go and serve, I mean, many of them are not even willing because they don't have opportunity in the private. Mm-hmm. Okay, but they are there serving us. We must show them that real solidarity. You understand? Public school teacher in this country and private school teacher is not the same thing.
No, they're not.
So what are we saying here?
Some people are earning in 6 digits, and some people are
earning to
minimum wage.
Less than minimum wage in some cases, where parents have to subsidize with different kind of levy in the classroom. This one levy, that one levy. Yeah, just to make so that the teacher can survive. It shouldn't be like that, you know. So I mean, I'm not saying the car is not a good thing. Well, fine for people that are into that. But for me, I believe that we need to be more progressive. I mean, this is the All Progressive Congress, right?
Yes, it is. Okay. All right. Talking about progressiveness, let's progress to other stories. One other story shown that kind of rocked the airwaves this past week was the president.
I have to open my jotter for this one.
The book of remembrance. The president taking a medical trip abroad. Just on the eve of a doctor's or an impending doctor's strike from the NARD. So it was released in Mr. Adeshina's statement below, and it says the president proceeded to London for a routine medical checkup. Garba Shehu was speaking on channels a couple of days. I think the day after also said it was not an emergency trip. I think we even have a clip of Garba Shehu who spoke on the trip. Let's just play that for our listeners to hear what we're saying.
At the window of opportunity that has opened with the Easter holiday. It's a much relaxed period for everyone. Good Friday, Easter Monday, national holiday. So then, using that period to do his regular medical checkup. This is something he has done for so many years, even before he came to office. Every year he had appointment with his doctors and he went there to do it. The only anomaly this time around was that COVID prevented this kind of trip throughout 2020. So he has lost some period.
All right. So that was also Garba Shehu commenting there on the trip of the president. So the president is in UK. But he's healthy because even today he still sent letters to the National Assembly, so he's obviously healthy.
Well, for me, this UK government, is because it's obvious our own government here will not, they don't listen. I'm not saying UK government will listen, but I want people to see this thing from this point of view. I think 650 doctors left in 2019. 2020, 1,551 doctors left Nigeria, I think, officially. UK, all these countries take our doctors. We don't complain. Maybe Nigerians don't know how bad we are serviced in the healthcare sector. How badly, because many of us that can afford, data, that can afford our comforts, we use private hospital. So we don't really understand that there's a shortage of care in this country. Because, one time in Brazil, the president of Brazil took the presidential jet of Brazil to attend his party, not his pet, like his political party event. They made him refund the country for the fuel and everything that took the plane there when they found out, because that is not what the plane is not there. The plane is not there to help you be you. Is to help you run the country. So if what you are doing is not about running the country, the plane should be there packed. Come on. The Pope flies Alitalia. So British Prime Minister flies BA. So it's okay. I'm not even saying, what I'm saying is, so at what point is there going to be the incentive to fix Nigerian healthcare, where there are countries in this world that accept the best doctors to run away from our country and abandon the struggle, because it has to be a struggle to bring the healthcare industry in this country to scratch. And if the best doctors abandon that struggle and run away, who will do that fight? It is a part of intelligence to struggle. Because you see, if you are intelligent and you are skilled at your job and you are in a place where you cannot express that skill, your intelligence will make you agitate for your potential to be met.
Right.
So the only reason why there's no agitation, like if you look back in the day when Uncle Beko, those doctors were in this country, my uncle, when he did the whole primary healthcare, it was agitation because these were the best doctors in Nigeria. And they were like, no, these things have to be built. It's a shame that the next generation of doctors have not carried that struggle forward. You understand? So what have they done?
Could it be that maybe the fight, they've not been winning the fight? Because look at the NRD went on strike.
Yes, because the best doctors have left.
And then the federal government says, if you...
Yeah, you see, as I'm saying, like in my father's generation, the best doctors stayed in Nigeria and practiced here. They all learned in UK. They all went to UK to school. They didn't even school here. Now we have the reverse. We have doctors schooling here and leaving. My uncle, they all schooled in the UK, but they came here to build hospitals, to treat their people, and the reason why the Nigerian healthcare system is even existing to this level at all because of those generation of doctors. Now,
but look, if you look at it from the doctor's lens, if I'm going to UK and I'm going to be getting £7,000 a month, and I stay here, and you're going to pay me 350,000 naira a month.
I agree.
No, but look,
there is the economic justification, and I think that's where a lot of people differ.
Yes,
a lot of people, they accept the economic justification. That, but me, I don't see it as enough reason to leave your people dying. We are dying. Don't you understand? I think this is the lives of millions of people. Children are dying in our hospitals. Mothers are dying in our hospitals. So yes, do you. This is for your benefit. I'm talking about the group interest. Right? So when are we going to, attend to the group's interest? Without see these doctors that are going on strike in Nigeria today. They're the resident doctors, the top of the chain in our public healthcare. Do you think this their strike is affecting the rich people of this country?
No, it doesn't, because
they all go to private
hospitals.
The ones that can't go to private, some are even abroad right now, like Buhari, getting treatment. Regardless that the poor people of this country. So when we talk about this, the doctor is going to collect his own money, is in disregard to the life of the poor. Because we are saying, because if we all had to use these hospitals, if there were no private hospitals in Nigeria where we, the professionals, can run to save our lives, and we see all our best doctors leaving this country, and we don't have our private doctor with all the Lebanese doctors they bring for us, and all the Chinese doctors, Indonesian, Filipino doctor everywhere in all these hospitals we go to. Because when we see something a bit white like that, we get coffee, everybody relax. Zabo Moshe, Indian doctor. But the reverse is the case. You see those countries, it is their own mediocre doctors they send here. Not their best. Their best stay in their own countries to treat them. If we were sending the mediocre, maybe I will not complain. We are sending our best minds abroad.
But take example for the doctor, Nigerian doctor that operated on a live fetus, and returned it back into the womb in situ.
Yeah.
That kind of surgery, if that brilliance was to perform that surgery here, just a couple of days ago, UCH was complaining of shortage of water supply, and they had to shut the hospital. So a lot of our hospitals are in squalid.
My friend went to give birth, and they left the scalpel in her belly after they did
this
actually
did happen.
Yes, in Nigeria. I don't want to name the hospital because she and them are, they came to some kind of. Well, I'm just saying this happened to a friend of mine. So why is that? It's because the best minds are no longer here.
But the best minds. I think it's a situation of a chicken and the egg scenario. There's no enabling environment. The best minds.
Now you get my point. So the enabling environment should be created by the politicians.
Right.
But when a nation that is stealing our doctors is still allowing these politicians to run away to come and get treatment in their country, how will ever you best doctors are gone, the people that are supposed to fix it can go, then who will now fix it? Is it you and me that are in entertainment, radio, that will go and fix healthcare? If politician is the president of Nigeria, can travel in the middle of the resident doctor strike for health and say that he is going for his own health, how callous is that? I mean, this is a complete disregard for as I keep saying it, until we understand the value of the poor people of this country. Then we are professionals, we should not complain, no. Because, the truth is this now. As I've said to you.
Right.
We are talking about people going to collect $7,000, $8,000, even more. My friend that is a doctor in London, as at 2000 and... When did we go for that? When was the London Olympics? 2012, right? He was already on almost £500,000 a year salary.
Wow.
Yeah.
The specialist?
No. He was a doctor, a regular doctor in his hospital. One of the doctors in one of their national hospitals there. He was working, he was what was his specialty? I think he's a pediatrician or something. Okay. But he was already making, that was 12 years ago. Maybe 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Almost £500,000 a year. He lived in a lovely neighborhood. Nigerian boy. You understand? But that's his own personal progress. I am not going to benefit from that money in his account. I am a Nigerian. As a Nigerian doctor, the only relationship I have with him is how that his skill can help my people. If he's not helping my people, then I have no interest in his skill. You understand? So the Nigerian Resident Doctors Association, if they are on strike, where is the solidarity with the poor? The poor people should be like, these are our doctors now. Give them what they want. But what is happening in our hospitals? People will go there because they don't have 2,000 naira. Doctor will say, we can't treat you. Because they don't have 5,000, we can't treat you. People are walked out of hospitals. My band leader died on New Year's Eve. Last year. Coming into this year. And why? They turned him away from 2 hospitals. This was not because he didn't have money. They just say, they can't take it. They can't take it. Why do you think that happens? We'll go to hospitals in Nigeria, doctors will be diagnosing spiritual attack. That, this is not medical, you should go to the village. I'm telling you. You've not heard such?
I didn't know spiritual attack was a diagnosis.
Okay. Doctors in Nigeria, they diagnose spiritual attack.
Not that spiritual attack does not exist, but I don't know if it's a diagnosis.
This is 2021. I mean, where is it? Where is it that is only on poor and we normal people? Where is this spiritual attack where it's supposed to be happening? I beg.
Our village people are real low.
You see, this is another attack on the poor. Village people that have no money to even eat. Don't have doctor. They are the ones that are sending. Every year of my life, I hear African gods don't have power. They are weak. They are eradicated. They are obsolete. Well, but once something bad happens to somebody, Africa has power again. Okay. But what I'm saying is, there has to be a more, we as the people of this country,
right,
as the professionals of this country, we owe it to ourselves to build this nation. We can't keep saying the youth. I mean, this lie must stop. Doctors in Nigeria deserve, just like the teachers, deserve to be able to practice and be remunerated appropriately. Is it that Nigeria cannot afford to pay their doctors £500,000?
Somebody,
right now we have only 74,543 doctors and dentists in this country. Is Nigeria trying to tell me that we cannot pay all these people £500,000 a year each?
No, somebody did an analysis of that 1.5 billion that we're supposed to spend on.
From the top of our head.
If we divide it, that can build 12 standard hospitals.
I don't even want me to build hospital. I say the one we did now, the doctors we did run now. 74,543 registered doctors and dentists in this country. Are we saying this country cannot afford to pay out £35 million a year? Abi? For their doctors, 35 billion pounds a year. 350 million a year for doctors' salary. 350 million pounds a year, doctor salary. Yeah, $500,000 each. To be 75 million. 74. Yeah. Can we pay that 350? We can pay them. We just want to pay them. We don't want to do that. The healthcare industry itself can generate the money to pay that salary if nobody is going to siphon the funds. We are 200 million people in this country. If healthcare is nationalized and everything is working in tandem with one another, we bring world-class emergency services. I mean, if you break your leg in Nigeria now, how long will it take for an ambulance to get to you?
That's even the ambulance even gets there.
I tell people that you have to be lucky to be in an accident in Nigeria to see ambulance within 2 hours. So if you're in an accident because, accident block road, but let's say you are in the park with your friends. You are playing basketball and you fall down and break your knee. What happens? What happens to you then? What happens? Your friends will have to carry you like limping to the nearest hospital because there's no way ambulance is coming to that place. So all these things are gaps missing that can easily be filled. Paramedics, everything. I mean, the drive to even develop our healthcare system in Nigeria will create millions of jobs all across the country.
Yeah, because paramedics are actually a very big market.
I mean,
the first aiders, first
ambulance
attenders,
drivers, uncle. Then the people that will be receiving the calls in the different. But instead, we live in a country where 5 people have the same amount that the whole Nigeria has in our foreign reserve. If you add 5 Nigerians together, say Nigeria has $40 billion federal in our foreign reserve. Before you add 5 Nigerians together, they have the same amount. So there cannot be money to do all the things that's necessary for the people of this country to live like human beings. That's all. So, but we continue to agitate and argue from a personal point of view. And that is the personal point of view that is destroying this country. As long as I can make it out, I've found my own answer. Your answer is your answer. It's not our solution. Yes, because even if you look at our politicians, they have found the answer to their existence. They found the answer.
by stealing
whatever they are doing, but look at their existence. That is prime human existence. In the best house, eat the best food, sleep on the best bed, fly in the best jet, stay in the best hotel. I mean, everything for you is best. Nothing but the best will do. But is that the solution to our own existence? It is not. So Nigerian people must now begin to see that, this personal progress people are making are masking it as some kind of, because if you are telling me that a Nigerian doctor is coming up with skills in an American hospital, how is that my business? Do I have access to that service? The Nigerians, the way they praise young Nigerians for getting jobs in Apple. Oh, the best paid robotics programmer is a Nigerian in Apple. Where do you think Apple is putting that technology? In the American military industrial complex. So that when America comes to blow us up one day, it is our own child's ideas that they'll be using against us. And we will not have response to it. Because we have allowed that child to go and make progress. That's progress.
Well, it's individual progress.
So we cannot equate individual progress with our national need. Individualistic and the rugged individualism that runs this country is the problem of the country. Is what the real problem of this country is. You know?
Interesting. Okay, if you're listening to Show and I, you can go ahead and tweet at us on Twitter at Lagos Talks 913 is the Twitter handle for the station. Just join us there. Let us know what your thoughts are. People's Perspective is the show you're listening to, and I think we can start taking calls now, Show.
Yeah. Let's open it up to the people. Let's just.
I know some people will differ with you though, because the
no problem.
personally,
as I said, is one of the points where a lot of people and I don't see eye to eye. Because I'm willing to put group interest above personal interest, no matter how beneficial.
But they'll say leadership is supposed to bear the mantle. If leadership is not putting personal interest behind public interest, why should I put public interest before
because public interest is your interest. Because
when we have public servants who are not putting public interest,
because you are the public, right?
But they are the public servants.
The public servant has gone to now do personal work, negating you. And you now say that you respond to being negated is to negate yourself.
Call us on the line 0809-234-5913. Please, that's the WhatsApp number of the station as well. 0809-234-5913.
You know, we cannot fight this kind of abandonment with more abandonment. You know, we cannot fight I don't care with more I don't care. Oh, you don't care about me? Well, I'll show you I don't care about me more.
That's just hilarious. We have a call already. Hello, please turn up your radio. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is I'm calling from Mikotun this morning.
All right, sure, for me, join us.
I absolutely support him this morning, and he's making more than sense. Those teachers, I'm very sure they will say the car last. Despite the fact that the car are even they don't have better name, they will still sell it because their salary cannot fuel the motor. In fact, we are in mess. Bye bye.
Thank you. Maybe call out the numbers again. Some people on my listen, we want the numbers. They want to call
0809.
Your voice, don't call my wife. No, if anything you want to tell my wife, tell me. I will tell her. Anything you want to tell my wife, tell me. I will tell her.
0809 234 5913. 0809 234 5913. 0809 222-0913 and also 0809 191 3913. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, Dr. Shu?
I never been doctor.
Okay.
Well, Babalawo, I'm a Babalawo, so I'm a doctor of philosophy. I'm a doctor of philosophy. You are right. You are right.
You are making people go from wrong to right, at least. Okay, quick one. I support whatever you are saying, but the aspect I didn't back up is unpatriotism that you said those doctors are putting into it. Yesterday, very, very, very fortunate, I was with a doctor yesterday on that same Kepi Street. I picked up a doctor there. Everything was like that. And we had this discussion. I said, why are you guys not protesting? He said they can't talk. Why? He said, because if you talk, they might revoke your license and you lose all you've been laboring for all this while. I said, okay. At the top, how are you guys doing it? He said, maybe the guys at the top are settling with the government. I said, okay. How do you guys, now why don't you guys use their policy of whistleblower? He said, whistleblower. He said they will fish you out. I said, okay, how do you guys fight? I said, okay, let me even know. Is it that you guys don't get paid? This lady let me understand that for the past 2 years they've been collecting half salary. And I asked, how much is the salary? He said they pay them 150 or I guess 150 or 140 something. And he said they pay him half of that same amount for over 2 years.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can look at some family breadwinner taking half salary on plenty loads on him. Enough for that ask again. Okay, what else can you guys do? Now say, let me shock you. He said he was in Ondo State. He was the leader of the team for Lassa Fever, whatever. And there is this foreign funding that was meant for the vaccine and whatever control. He said she was never paid an extra than the salary is collecting. He said during COVID, with the whole noise that they made, that they have increased from 5,000 to 20K. He said no single one doctor received one shishi. He said even she that was even administering to doctor that she treated about 300 persons during COVID and she didn't receive a dime. He said even when you made me.
Oh, okay. We lost that call. Interesting.
So, let me answer his question because that's a very good. Many positions in Nigerian healthcare system is filled by mediocres. This is the system our oppressors want. They take square pegs, put them in round holes. This is their style. So that when you agitate, you can easily be silenced. You understand? So many of the positions in the top echelon of the healthcare, I'm not saying the doctors that are operating in the hospital, no. I'm saying in the Ministry of Health, all these parastatals that run our healthcare industry, many of them are not doctors. Many of them are not even qualified in the first place to run those parastatals. The luck that the people in my generation had, as I said, was that all the best doctors were here. So it was harder for the government to scheme them. You understand? And that's why the government to open the door for Nigerian doctors to start living. Because the best way to kill anything that is national is to stop funding it. Trust me. When they tell you, Nigerian education was this and that in the 70s, was this and that in the 80s, was great in the 60s, go and check it. It was the funding. Go and see how much we were spending on education then compared to what we are spending now. You see that if it has not regressed, there has been in stagnation. You understand? So that is what has made these organizations weak. And unless the doctors themselves realize that we cannot continue to do this for our part, we are doctors of a country. Their first agitation must be that we cannot even deliver to our people. As long as doctors are still seeing themselves as need to personally progress, it will be difficult for them to make progress. When my uncle was Minister of Health, right, and he entered he told me that the first thing he saw was that there was no hospital in any rural area. There was no form of health care. And that's when they launched the primary healthcare program. And that basically took him 7 years to build. All his time in the Babangida administration, was spent building that. But did he build it alone? No. He was building it with all the best medical minds around him. You understand? And those are the kind of... And since then, what other national program has the Ministry of Health embarked on?
National immunizations.
That gave us polio again.
Well, it's an immunization program.
This is the immunization program, but I mean, like, even all my life, I remember one cerebrospinal meningitis.
Cerebrospinal meningitis.
So, no, I mean, those is vaccine that they sent to us. I'm saying, like, so the primary healthcare centers, primary healthcare program was building hospitals in all the rural areas and bringing healthcare to
closer to people. Yeah.
So the next step for that is to now connect those healthcare to the cities so they can be more, efficient. So when people can get treatment, there's ambulance to move them to the city. But that doesn't exist. Now you hear that people are still walking kilometers to find a good hospital. A program that has started, my uncle started in the 90s. This is 2020. I'll be 1986. If I'm not mistaken. So it is the fact that people are not agitating enough in the healthcare industry for services. Even right now, I'm happy that the doctors are striking, but they're striking because of their salary. Do you know how many people die in hospitals in Nigeria because they don't have money to buy card? Yeah. So if the doctors want the people to stand with them, the agitation must now also include that which affects the people.
I do get your point of view, and you really have a very strong argument. But, we need to also recognize that as much as healthcare is saving lives, healthcare is also a business. And the goal of every business is to...
Healthcare is not a business. This is the lie we've been told. Your business, healthcare is a service. It's a service to the people. It's a necessity for human survival.
But it's not for free.
The state can afford it. See, let me tell you something.
Right.
In the UK, you think healthcare is a business? They're just forcing it to become a business now. They want to use the American model by force. And the UK people are resisting. You hear about the National Health Service. In the UK, you and I can walk into a British hospital and get treatment and not pay a dime. In fact, they'll give us money. When I was in school, they'll give you, if you didn't come with ambulance, they'll give you money. You can go and claim money that you used to bring yourself to the hospital. Because your healthcare is a necessity for your existence. It is immoral for another man to position himself at that place, you say that's where he wants to make his money. At the point of death of his brother, that's where he wants to make a living. No.
No, I'm not saying lives should be
That is
prioritized.
it. If you say healthcare is a business, then you have prioritized profit over life.
Because the doctors have had instances of somebody will come and say, "Oh, my head, oh, my leg," and they treat, and before they can say Jack Robinson, the person elopes.
Exactly, because this is because.
So who bears the cost of that?
We are taxpayers. The state should
But
bear the cost.
the state is not funding them, like you rightfully said. The
But
best
the
way to
state
kill
can, instead of the state wasting money as we can see them wasting
So,
on their own,
you know that adage. If you can't catch the person in Gongola, you hold the person in your Gongoro. So if you can't hold the state, you hold the person.
This is what I'm saying. Instead of the doctors to now also hold the poor, they should join hands with the poor to hold the government, because that's how it should be. We are copying American model. America has the worst healthcare service in this developed world. Do the research.
Right.
We are talking about countries like Switzerland, Norway, Denmark, France, England, Germany. We are talking about these are the kind of healthcare systems that we want to copy, that we want to see happen in this country, where the fact that you are poor does not determine the quality of healthcare that you get. We cannot correlate somebody's economic success to the level of health you have. It is immoral. We all claim to go to church day and night and day, and we say we want Jesus Christ to heal us for free, but we go to hospital and expect doctors doctors will expect us to pay. Yes, doctors must make a living. Don't get me twisted. Don't get that wrong. They do their job. They must be paid. But that payment must come from the state, from our collective taxes that we pay, so that we all can live a certain life of dignity. Isn't it? Don't you feel ashamed when your cousins are sick and they have to call you for money? Imagine if we did not play those roles. Because I say to people that the reason why this country has not really gone up in flames is because we, the beneficiaries of, how would I put it? We, the beneficiaries of oppression. Because all of us in the professional sphere, in a way, one way or the other, both entertainers, doctors, lawyers, all of us, we are getting our share. We are lucky enough to be getting something. But many of our brothers and sisters are not getting anything. So what do? We step in to play the role of government in their life. So when your cousin is sick, they call you. You feel obligated to help that person pay their medical bill. Yeah, it makes you feel good, but me, I'm saying, how long do we want to infantilize people like that for? Because when the man comes to beg you for money, whether you are good or not, whether you always give or not, that man is reducing he's losing his dignity. Yes, when you have to beg a man like yourself for your life, I need money to eat, I need money for health, I need money for rent, and you have no dignity. Whether the person is related to you or not, but we force people to live these lives because of the way we have set up our system, that if you are excluded from the economic action of Nigeria, you are excluded from the action of life. And that shouldn't be so. The act of living should not be tied to somebody's ability to make economic fiat currency or whatever we call it. Yes, not everybody is going to be rich, but everybody deserves dignity.
Okay, let's take some messages in the short time we have left. Good morning, Mr. Adu and Sean says, governor should have given those teachers flats in Lagos housing schemes or build quarters for teachers like it to be used in the old times, rather than cars that their salaries can maintain. Good work, Mr. Governor, but you can do better. Anyway, are those cars Nigerian cars that will encourage local production? They're not Nigerian cars. John Paul, still on WhatsApp, says, good morning, guys. General ideology, the man is the head while the wife is the neck. Practical and reality, when you marry a good woman, the wife becomes the head while the man gets reports as the CEO. Finally, a responsible man does not need anyone to tell him who owns or runs the house. And a humble wife does not need no one to tell her
I don't know what this guy
who is the head.
But it's funny.
So well done, guys. That's John Paul from Lekki. Thank you, John Paul. Adetokunbo joins us. I think he's joining from the UK. He says, Dear Sean, we need to know the name of that hospital unless that particular doctor left the scapula, is no longer practicing or has agreed to address the issue.
He's practicing.
He said otherwise he's there to continue his negligent practice on other unsuspecting Nigerians.
I told my friend to let us go and report them to NME. I be Nigerian Medical, but she refused. I don't want to carry it on my head, but
Anyway, we have another call here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Augusto. Good morning, Aju.
Good morning.
I don't need to hear the name. I don't give you your beer, my man.
I have said that, bro. I hear you, honestly. If you want on a leave, today on a Good Friday, it is well. So this very wahala they say this country, he clearly stated it. Every month is own. But when we talk of unity, if every sector, all the professionals in that sector can come together and speak for the good of this country, we will move further. And again, you look at the judiciary, the Senate, all of them join. Are they ready to see this change happen to this country? Imagine, those are different things. Those are different. Are we ignorant? Are we moving again? You are saying because of it that Buhari has to go outside Nigeria to collect. Why not you build? Corona happened. We open our eyes. Okay, that we need to get our good health here. But nothing happened. He said, small and back door, view. And this is what you will say, their matter will solve our own first. They will get them class.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, look at the point Ebuka is making. A very strong point. Over a year into Corona, have they delivered one major hospital for the people of this country?
You build makeshift tents.
Isolation center. Have they delivered one major world-class hospital, knowing what happened, how exposed this country was? Let's thank the ancestors for protecting us as usual with our strong African blood. Imagine if it was as bad here as it was in America, or in the UK, or in France, or in Spain.
That would have been complete injustice.
I mean, but still, after that, they think, almost time. Let's even if it's one hospital in every geopolitical region, let's build something good that is next time. At least, even though it cannot weather the storm, we'll have something. Nothing, even till now, nothing has been delivered. So my issue with Nigerian doctors as is today is not that they are not good or they don't deserve a good life. Trust me, I think you should even be paid. The money we should pay doctors, teachers, engineers, farmers that grow our food to eat, these things that we need to survive, the people that build our homes, we cannot pay you. I don't think humanity can even really truly repay those kind of services. The philosophers of this world, the historians that keep our stories, humanity cannot repay you. You understand? We should forget all this capitalist concept of value. I was saying to everybody, we live in a world where footballers earn more money than nurses. Football stopped now during Corona. Mm-hmm. What happened to anybody? Did anybody die? Did anybody stop eating because football stopped? What if the nurses also stopped during Corona? Even though there's no Corona, today as we are speaking now, let all the nurses in this world go on strike. Not even doctors. Let all the nurses in this world down tools today. What's going to happen to this world?
It's going to be catastrophic.
But yet they earn less than footballers. This is the system. This is capitalist way of reasoning.
But it's the same all across the world.
Exactly. So it doesn't make it right. Because if we just sit back for 1 second and look at things from our own perspective, we'll see that Kodogba, as Yoruba will say, no balance. No balance.
That's so now life.
So I want doctors to now also agitate on behalf of the people, not just because their allowances are not being paid, but Nigerian doctors now to step up the game to say we are agitating on behalf of the people of this country that we deserve.
Temi to me is speaking from a very personal point now. She says, Sean, I would never blame any doctor leaving. My dad is a doctor. He died this January. How much are they paying him? And they're even owing him with no benefits. She says, if I have my way, I will leave, my brother.
Everybody should leave. I mean, everybody should, because this is the spirit that our oppressors want us to have.
But look at Temi to me. I don't know if he's a man or a woman.
My grandmother fought for this country and this government threw out of the window. Why has all my family not packed their load out of this country? Because we understand that was the reason why such an act was perpetuated. To make you feel defeated. So that you leave it for them. Nigeria is a golden goose. It's laying golden egg every day. And we, the owner, are seeing that to carry it away. And they want us to continue to ignore them carrying it away. It is the apathy that they feed in this society. They feed it. That's why they're giving teachers cars and giving BBN 80 million. You understand? Because private companies that sponsor all these our artists, billions of naira a year, can take up our education with that same fund. And so instead of wasting this money on entertainment that has no value, let's put it in education that has all the value. I am a musician, I would not mind if all corporate entities in Nigeria stop funding entertainment, take all that money that they give all of us to be doing nonsense and put it in our schools. I would not mind that. I would applaud that. But we live in a country where the elites think
but
that
the schools will not bring any concert.
Exactly, will not make them, they will not hail them. And real education will not go and change history books. But they can now create legacy. They can create legacy. Why is legacy so hard for people to create here? Why are they afraid of legacy? Maybe because legacy takes work. You know, legacy builds solidarity. You know, you have to come down from your high horse. You know, so maybe people don't want to see that. Maybe. But I want to see that.
Let's take 2 calls before we call it a day. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, this is Chima from Ayabo.
Okay, Shina, go ahead.
Yeah, Big Beg, I greet you.
How you doing?
I did fine, but as I listen to you, my mind just a boy. You see, in as much as the doctors need to do something for us, the people also need to come together and know that this problem we are facing is not restricted to any tribe or religion. Just see, if you bring up issue now of politics, you go see the callers now, not all though, some of the callers now will start to take side. Then one more gang will start to defend their people. Do you understand? The people need to know that we are together in this struggle. It is not just for one tribe. It's not that this tribe is good at politics or this one is not good at politics or this religion is not good at politics. We should come together. All this more they talk, the people should know that this politics, if we continue to live it for these bad guys will continue to run things. So we need to get involved. At least we don't yet say INEC wants start to register. Though I don't ask them say, since they don't register names, so if they don't care for the corona, make them start the voters registration, make all of us enter, go register. So I've had they start registering, they also start registering. So make all of us go, make we go get that card. Even if election no they count are here, make we go vote. Make we vote, make all of us be there, say yes, one put who go work for us. Maybe who go give us 1,000. We no go wait for one Oba, we no care now. If you don't reach or one king or one Igwe or one emir, if you reach time for election, at that time you go call and tell you say make you vote for this one. One Fenifere group, one or Igbo group, one Middle Belt this one. If you reach time for election, they will come and say they support this one. Now all of us they suffer, they no fit talk.
All right.
Make our eyes open.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
very
it. Well, Sean, it's time for us to say.
Yeah, well, great show today. I really enjoyed today's show.
Yeah, first time we did this together.
We should do this more often, man.
It's just that, even as I'm here now.
I miss Ife, but because of you, I don't miss her too much.
Aww.
I'm telling
Ife
you.
will take it up with you when she comes back home.
I mean, she has abandoned me. She left me. If I know you are hearing this, you left me. Oh.
Okay, Shell. Of course, you can. People can join your social media if they want to, right?
Yeah, I mean, Big Beg Kuti. Also for Lagos Talks, on the YouTube, Lagos Talks 91.3.
Yeah, they can watch this video again.
Yeah,
you can watch the show again.
Watch the show again.
Leave a comment and all of that. I mean,
let's keep the conversation going. Let's share with our friends, the people's perspective. Use the hashtag people's perspective to join the conversation on Twitter. At Rishon Kuti on Twitter. What's your Twitter?
It's Ayeniadu. It's so simple.
Very simple, I mean.
All right, guys, that's the show today. Thanks for listening. Coming up next is the world news. Don't touch the dial.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.